It's a big game in very many ways this weekend. Luton are a team that have been flying. Did you expect them to go on this kind of run with the players that they have?
We thought they'd go on this type of run much earlier, and the only surprise is that they're not. They weren't in this position really from the off, and probably took a little bit longer to gel than maybe we did. But look, whoever finishes first in this league, if they have any aspirations of that, they know they're going to have to finish above Luton whilst they're in this league. That's the way it is every year. So no, it's no surprise whatsoever, but they are in very, very good form, yeah.
You haven't played them, I don't think, since August, bank holiday weekend. Two fairly well matched sides, could have gone either way, and it's looked like it's stayed that way through the season in terms of results and the way you finish your games off.
Yeah, look, I think it's a game between two very strong squads, and you know, I think this will be a full-blooded encounter, no doubt about that, between two teams who will both want to go through to the next round. I think for our supporters, I think they need to understand that you know, they will pick their team from their squad as we will pick the team from our squad. You know, we won't be kidded in maybe the same way that Wrexham were when we look at the team sheet, because we recognise that half the team sheet started the season for them. You know, we have Donaldson, Hughes, Berry and Elliott, all of whom are younger than the players they'll bring this weekend, but I wouldn't consider them development players. So it's going to be a game selected from two very, very, very strong squads, and you know, it's one that both teams will want to win.
You preempted my question a little bit there, because it is the trophy, so obviously both sides will use it for the squad, but it's a double-edged sword, isn't it, because there's money, and really decent money, on offer for trophy final, and there's also that game time and mixing things up and making sure that everything's safe for the league as well.
Yeah, look, maybe I should do a Michael Clark and name their team, you know. But you know, the players that they'll bring here this weekend are fully fledged members of their first team squad.
Yeah.
You know, when we took Luton to the semi-final, you know, we gave Cauley Woodrow his debut as a schoolboy, and later sold him to Fulham. You know, we gave Alex Lacey his debut and played him throughout that tournament. One was 15, one was 17. They're development players. So you know, people like Wally and Shaw and Cullen and Ferdinand and Taiwo and Charles, you know, I don't consider them to be development players, and maybe they wouldn't like to be called it themselves either. So we're under no illusions. You know, we know who we need to pick, and they will know who they need to pick. And what I can say is that you know, don't let anyone pull the wool over your eyes. This is going to be a fully fledged meeting between the top two teams.
You've been a little critical of the format of the trophy at times this year, but this really is what cup football is all about this weekend.
Yeah, it is, but I'd rather it was on Tuesday night, and that's a simple argument. You know, there was so much ridiculous hype written about what I said after the St Albans game, when all it was really a comment, tongue-in-cheek comment, to back up that this should be a midweek competition. You can't have the FA Cup and the FA Trophy as Saturday competitions for clubs in our position, and neither can you for anywhere down the non-league pyramid. You know, I look at other leagues below our league and watch teams have to play nearly every day of the week at the end of the season. Now, that can't be right. The FA Youth Cup, for example, is played by a certain date. So why on earth this trophy cannot be the same, so that we could arrange it when it fits our league programme? No one will ever convince me of anything other than that. Never. And now you see the situation. You know, I haven't tried to be clever, but we've called it. We're 3 games behind the leaders. You know, we haven't played for 2 weeks. We won't play a league game for 3 weeks. And who knows? Okay, so we've had a little bit of wet weather. but we've had no cold, no frost, no snow yet. So, you know, I think there should be a lot more flexibility in the scheduling. But it's a great competition, and make no mistake, we want to get in the quarter-final.
Any psychological blows that could be struck this weekend between the two clubs? Because it's going to, on the face of it, be down to the wire between you and Luton and one or two others.
I really don't think that this weekend's game will have any relevance on the league game whenever it's played, because you know, you don't know where the respective positions of the two teams are going to be. There's a lot can happen between now and then. So I don't think there'll be any relevance. No, I don't. I think this is a one-off game. It's a cup game. Cup football is what it is, you know, I think it's one that everyone connected with our football club should and are looking forward to very much.
You're talking about the weather and the breaks that you had forced on you recently. So that can be a good thing for the players, having a little bit more R&R than maybe they're used to at this time of year?
Well, look, I think we have to look at it and put a positive spin on it as best we can, because if you don't, then you know you can get bogged down by the negativity. But yeah, the advantages are that you know, a little bit more of a freshness maybe about one or two, and you know, we have had illness in the camp throughout Christmas, so hopefully it's given that a chance to work its way through, and also a chance to get people like Elliott and Donaldson and one or two others, you know, back on the training pitch on a little bit more of a regular basis.
How's the injury situation for the weekend? Are the players that are definitely going to be missing?
Well, I'm not sure whether our supporters have caught the fact that Gillies has gone back to Carlisle. We are still in dialogue with them, but something showed up on the scan, and we just want to make sure that that's cleared before we pursue it any further. And we have had a big blow this week in that Cunnington will be missing now for maybe 6-8 weeks. Came off at Nuneaton on the 28th, and we took him to see the specialist, and he has a problem around his groin area that now needs to be resolved. So that's a blow, but you know, it's the type of blow that we've already had to deal with this season. Somebody seems to preordain it that Elliott and Cunnington will not play together this year, or if so, not very much. And we'll get on with it, because that's what we've done already, and that's what we'll do from here on in.